The president overnight saying that he will pressure governors to reopen schools even as the nation sees record numbers of coronavirus cases. And 24 states, including Connecticut, are rolling back some of their plans, or pausing on them, I should say, for reopening further. Connecticut Governor Ned Lamont joins me now. Governor, it's good to have you. We'll get to exactly what you're doing on reopening in a moment. But, I mean, it's notable that the state of Connecticut in the last 24 hours has seen no COVID deaths for the first time in that, period of time in months. Why is that? What has made that possible?
That's extraordinary news for us. As you know, we were hit really hard, Poppy, going back a few months ago. And this is the first time in well over 3 months we have 0 fatalities. And I think that reflects the fact that our infection rate is down below 1% now over a week. So, we're part of a region that's containing the virus for now, but we got to be very cautious, especially when you look at what's going on around the rest of the country.
For sure. This is a health crisis, no doubt. It's also an economic crisis, and there are so many people out there in your state that are feeling an economic pain that I don't know, and I'm not living, and you don't know, and you're not living. But their question to you is, why are you slowing down the reopening of your state, given what you just said, right? Why not increase capacity at restaurants inside? Why keep bars closed? Let me read you this from Scott Dolch. He's the executive director of the Connecticut Restaurant Association. Quote, "You're right now telling the sector of the industry they can't open, they can't get business back on their feet. There has to be a way to do it safely." What do you say to him?
I would say, Poppy, you want to stop an economy dead in its tracks? Look what's going on in Florida and Texas and Arizona and parts of California where they have to roll things back and shut them down a second time. That would be a body blow to our economy. We're not going to let that happen. We've had a phased reopening over time. Our outdoor dining is going full throttle. That's been very safe over the last 6 or 7 weeks now. Indoor dining, more limited capacity. But the riskiest thing in the world would be to have another flare-up. That'd be the toughest thing for our economy.
Yeah. What's also very hard is, at the end of July, these increased unemployment benefits, $600 extra a week for all these folks are going to end, and evictions are going to ramp up, and this is the economic reality of what many people are facing. Let's talk about schools. In Florida, you have the education commissioner saying they're going to open brick and mortar schools. Kids are going to have to attend 5 days a week. There's been a lot of blowback from teachers to that. Your recent plan, at least as the latest that I've read, says that schools are going to fully reopen in the fall, significant changes like mandated masks, deep cleaning, social distancing, etc. Is that still the plan in Connecticut for schools?
That's still the plan. We're working very closely with our teachers and local superintendents, get a normal school day going, on time, on schedule. That's key to the economy. More importantly, that's key for our kids, and we can do it safely. But again, look at the CDC metrics that they set out. You've got to have declining infections, lower hospitalization. We've got that here in Connecticut. In other parts of the country, they do not have that. So it's a little surprise to me that the president is mandating that they open in the middle of a 30% infection rate.
Well, here's what Shelley Davis, a paraeducation teacher in Hartford, Connecticut, said, quote, "The safety and the health should be the thing that comes first. I don't know why we're going back to school. There is no plan. I don't have the confidence in going back." She says one of her questions is, why don't we test all the students and all the staff like they've done in other countries? And she says she has not gotten an answer to that. What do you say to her?
I'd say 2 things. One, that is not the CDC guidance at all. But more importantly, we have a 50-page plan out there. It's very detailed. It really is in and around the fact that you're going to keep your class intact. If you don't feel comfortable going in, you can, learn from home. We'll set you up with the IT and the such. And cohorting is so important, meaning don't let your 5th grade class hang out with everybody else in the school. We want to keep that limited, so if there was an infection, we can limit that.
That's important. So students and their parents have a choice to opt for at-home online education. But, Governor, do teachers have a choice? What if they don't feel comfortable or safe coming in? Will they lose their jobs?
Look, if you're over a certain age, if you've got a pre-existing condition, if the doctor has said you should not be going in, they'll be the ones taking the lead when it comes to, online education. But the rest of the teachers are essential workers, just like our nurses are. We couldn't have everybody saying, I don't feel comfortable going in the hospital when we were at the height of the pandemic.
Right.
We're going to be able to do this safely. The teachers are going to be safe. Kids will be wearing masks. Teachers can wear masks. We'll have testing available as needed.
But they will lose their job if they, say, are taking care of an elderly parent at home, and they could be risking their parent's life if they go and teach every day. Their option is either stay home and care for your parent, and take the risk, or lose your job.
No, we're still working that out with the teachers. But let's face it. I mean, we had nurses, we had food service workers, we had daycare folks that were working. They all had risks, and we took care of them in the safest way we possibly could. But we had to take care of these essential services as well.
Yeah, I'm just looking because the president has just tweeted that he may cut off funding to schools if they are not open. Your response to that? Federal funding?
It's incredibly heavy-handed. Again, I think in a place like Connecticut, we can reopen safely. In some of these states that have a 30% infection rate in given regions, it's dangerous.
Governor Ned Lamont, good luck to you. And I'm so glad to see the good news out of your state in the last 24 hours.